my love, a handsome soul. I came here to...
We're back. YouTube, I have another great breakdown for you, but this time I have Masvidal versus Till. We're a little bit late. We had shot this video yesterday with the Pride of Yonkers. But unfortunately, it came out a little bit, there's no way of saying it that's not offensive. He was too white.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
The light was blinding everybody in the room.
Blinded by the lights.
It just didn't work. Now before we get into the breakdown, we got somebody off camera I'm gonna be using. Who do you think it is? Real quick. Back, baby. Who's holding the camera? Larry Vernon! Baby. All right, let's get this thing started. So first of all, what I want to break down for you guys is, what did Masvidal do that led to the knockout? Not exactly like, okay, he threw an overhand left, he did a switch stance blitz, but
power shot.
What were the reads that the experienced fighter made that helped the knockout come to fruition? Because as an experienced fighter, the edge that you have typically is that you're able to make assessments on your partner, on your opponent rather. You're able to make reads on your partner, and you're able to gain reactions from them and then build a game plan around that. So that's exactly what Masvidal did. He managed to study the behavioral patterns of Till and then quickly make adjustments on the fly that would eventually lead to the knockout. So let's get started. So I'm gonna bring you in really quick. So this is the first round. Till with the southpaw, what he typically does, what I think is really, really bad, is he stands with his chin up in the air. So his chin's way up in the air. His hands tend to drop whenever there's an offensive blitz on him. His hands drop down. So a few things that Masvidal did really well, even though he wasn't able to land, is he was working the overhand right. So what he was doing was he was lowering his level here, he was moving his head, he was lowering his level, and he was weighing the overhand right. Now he was missing. Till was making the read, he was pulling back, and he was just missing the shot. Masvidal would make the adjustments later in the fight, but he did a few other things too. One thing he did incredibly well was he used the oblique kick, which is essentially just a kick to the knee, right? He lifted his leg up and he landed the kick right to the leg. And what that did, if you watch closely, go and watch the fight when you get the chance, it was forcing Till's hands below his shoulder line and diagonally towards his lead leg. Genius move. Genius move. So he was throwing that oblique kick. He was coming up a little bit short on his blitzes. He was missing just off the blitz, but he was landing the oblique kick. Now there's one other thing that I don't want to overlook that Masvidal managed to do that was key, ace, and it was that nice knee tap. Ready? So what he did here, as he was playing this game, and he was lowering his level, what is Till anticipating? The overhand right or an oblique kick? He switched it up and wrestled him. So he lowered his level, he threw the right hand, his head went to the inside hip, his left hand went over the shoulder. I think naturally because Till underhooked.
Masvidal gets right to work.
And he ran the single, just like that. You know, they did a quick scramble on the ground, he threw the one hook in. We won't get into that because we're not really talking about, you know, those subtleties as much in this video. But what I want to explain to you is those are the things that Masvidal did in a genius way to create openings, to force the hands down. Which again, Till already has a propensity to drop his hands, so this is perfect reuse. We hit the single, right? I think that was in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. Second round comes out, Masvidal, the genius, comes out in the southpaw stance, throws the whole game off. So now Till is watching a mirror image of himself. Genius. He's southpaw. What does he do? The first thing he does, he throws that oblique kick off the right leg this time, right? I believe he misses it, so he step back.
As he goes to that so often.
Then what does he do? He does something, in his own words, he said, he's never done before in a fight, so there's no way to really study it, is he split stance off the lead arm. So watch my feet. He's going to split stance, he's going to lead with the right hand just misses, and then the right leg rather is going to step forward as I throw my overhand left. Ding! And that's what landed the knockout blow.
Power shot.
So again, just on that. So forget about the oblique kick. We missed that, right? So now we're in our stance, hands are up high. I'm going to split stance here. Miss. Where'd the hands go? Low. Too low. Overhand left. Look. Bang. And then he stepped forward a little bit with this leg, tried to land another shot. Obviously Till was going down and came down with one last shot. Let's show you that one more time. It's on the legs, from here. I missed the teep, I missed the oblique kick, right? My hands are up nice and high. I split stance, I come through, over the top. More subtlety. I'm gonna hit him with more subtlety really quick. Masvidal did something that was genius. I don't want to overlook this. The first few overhand rights that he was throwing from the first round, were rounded overhand rights. They were here, and they were just missing. If you look closely at what landed with the left, it was more of an overhand left. It wasn't like an arching lateral left. It was right over the top. So it was beautiful. Look how it went. It went like this. Boom, and then watch how it came. He pulled back. Watch this. It went right through the center of his chest and landed right on the chin. It was like what I want to stress to you guys. This is big. It was a genius read. It was the reads that made that fight come to fruition. It wasn't he just threw a punch and hoped that it landed. It was a systematic breakdown that he did that really made that fight come to life for him. So, you know, if there's anything new fighters can study from that video, it's not necessarily what he did, but the mindset and the strategy behind why he did what he did. But that's going to be a wrap. That's been Masvidal versus Till. Obviously, we're in the Viking Academy, the greatest gym in the world. Larry Perna is on the camera, always killing it. We got my man Filthy Rich. And obviously, I'm Stephen Williams, Trust Stephen Williams. Subscribe. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, subscribe. Maybe share it with a friend. Hit that notification bell, and we'll be back with more videos tomorrow.
I came here tonight to play chess. Nobody ever mentioned